Hey everyone, this is David from X-Wing Versus, bringing you guys a build that involves a Cloaking Z-95 Headhunter. And this build is meant more for fun, but when I try it out, I think it actually has some potential in a competitive build, possibly. But I'm going to go over the pilots and the cards with each of them, and I'm just going to give a summary of each of the cards. So first pilot is Kad Solus. He's pilot skill 6, costs 25 points, and his pilot ability reads, after you execute a red maneuver, you can assign 2 focus tokens to your ship. And this is actually like really nice, because in a way makes him more deadly and more survivable after he's already done a red maneuver. So gives him a strong advantage over a lot of other pilots, I feel. And especially with 2 of them, he means he can use those focus tokens like multiple, like for one attack and then a different attack to defend, which is pretty nice having that versatility. Then also with auto thrusters, getting a free evade result is really nice, especially against turret attacks. And then with Conquer Dawn, even if you're still in someone's firing arc at range 1 and they're still in yours, you still get an extra. You get to add an evade result. So he's actually really survivable, I feel. And the trick is just to make sure he's not in someone else's primary firing arc unless you want to be there. And then I also gave him plasma torpedoes. That's really helpful against rebel lists and TIE defenders, because you're rolling 4 dice, and then it also, after the attack hits, you remove an extra shield token from the defender. So you can whittle down shields very fast, and even if they have no shields, it's still a 4 dice attack. So you still get to have the potential to deal lots of damage. I also gave him Predator, which is a 3-point upgrade, so that enables him to reroll 1 dice. So just increasing your likelihood that you're getting a hit result. Sol Sixxa is the next pilot, and he is 28 points, and for his pilot ability allows him to drop bombs with the 1 hard template. And I gave him Bomblet Generator and also the Trajectory Simulator, and of course he has the Havoc title. And so with the Trajectory Simulator, he has the ability to sling the bombs out with the 5 template. So if he wants to place a bomb in front of him to hit someone, or if he wants to place the bomb behind him to get someone back, to get another person, he has both those options. He's very flexible in that regard, and I found that to be very useful. And then also the twin laser turret, because why not? Just getting in, having the ability to take those pot shots and deal extra damage is just very, very nice. And also with how much health he has, he's very survivable for what you're getting. And finally, the namesake of this build is Crouching Suh'lak. And I affectionately call this build the Crouching Suh'lak because he is cloaked, and so he's hidden and all that. And so the cloaking device is an illicit upgrade. That's how I'm using that. And this, if you don't have it, it's in the Mist Hunter expansion, as you can see on the card. That's why it's the one pictured. And the major difference between the cloaking device and a regular cloaking mechanic is that after each round you roll an attack die, and on the focus result you discard the upgrade card. So that means you have a 25% chance each round that you're going to lose your cloaking device, which is it's not as reliable, but still it just gives you flexibility, because at the beginning of each turn, you can decloak and barrel roll or boost forward with the 2 template. So it just enables you to get where you'd want to be, and also make sure that Crouching Suh'lak is beyond range 1 to 2 of an ally, so that way he can get his extra attack die. And then also, to make the cloaking device even more powerful, I gave him Stygian Particle Accelerator for a modification, so he can get 1 free evade token when he cloaks or decloaks. So just adding to his survivability there. And lastly, I gave him Harpoon Missiles, which is, if you don't know what Harpoon Missiles are, it's a 4-point upgrade. It's range 2 to 3, and rolls 4 dice to deal damage, and assigns the harpoon condition when someone's hit, which basically whenever a crit result is landed against that ship, it deals 1 extra damage to all ships within range 1. And with Crouching Suh'lak's ability, if you're beyond range 1 and 2 of an ally, this 4 dice attack actually becomes 5, which just enables you to, greater likelihood of hitting and just dealing so much damage potentially. And especially because this attack does not require you to spend your target lock. So you have essentially 5 dice and a target lock to hit your opponent. So it's just so good. And then also, I just gave him Predator because why not? I like having extra rerolls, and it's a very, very nice ability to have. So yeah, that is the Crouching Suh'lak, and I guess a quick couple of pointers about it is when I film this build, I like to keep the ships spread apart, so that way when Sol Sixxa is slinging the bombs around, none of your ships are around to take the damage. And also Kad Solus he's kind of like the bait almost, because he only has 4 health, 4 hull. And so, because he has no shields, he's kind of a potential tempting target. So I've ended up using him to lure opponents, but then more importantly, just taking advantage of his 2 focus tokens. So I like to pull red maneuvers as much as possible, so that way I get those 2 focus tokens. And then Crouching Suh'lak, again, is just keeping him away from the herd, so that way he can get his extra attack die. And then with the cloaking device giving him 2 extra evade dice, in addition to a evade token, it just gives you so much, just makes him so much more survivable. And with his ability of rolling extra attack dice, 1 extra attack dice, he's just very handy. And I found this build, it actually hits pretty hard for what you're getting for it, and this build does cost 100 points, and I think I may come up with some variations of it in the future. So thanks guys for watching. Feel free to leave your comments down below, and also what ships you'd like to see in a different build, in another build. Could be entirely different ones, could be like a modification to this build. And also don't worry if you're a Rebel player, I do have plans to record some Rebel builds soon. And this is David from X-Wing Versus, and thanks for watching.